is so overwhelming. Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. My name is Erin, and today we are at Fine Fabrics in Atlanta, Georgia. There are two locations. This is the Jonesboro one. I'm like 99% sure this is the Jonesboro one. It is a warehouse of fabric. So I am prepared to be overwhelmed. I do have a bit of a game plan. So let's talk about that real fast. I have a loose budget. I'm not 100% sure what the prices are going to be like. So that's why I say a loose budget. And I have a couple priorities. First priority is just to touch fabric and to like get a feel. I've never been apparel shopping in person except for apparel fabric shopping in person except for Joann's or Hobby Lobby. This is my first chance to actually see what things are labeled and touch them in like a more professional place than like a Joann's. So that is priority number one. Priority number two is to find some inexpensive athletic wear fabric because I do want to sew some of my own athletic wear. And I have been eyeing a bunch of stuff on Surge Fabrics, and it's not absorbent, especially because you don't need that much for athletic wear. But if I could find just a little more affordable options to make some practice items in, I would like to find that. I also want to look for prints for Adam, my husband. I find it really hard to find prints to make him shirts and stuff. So I'm looking for like some stripes, maybe some geometric stuff. And then I want to look at like the cotton lawns and things like that because it's summer and I need more natural fibers and flowy things because it's the South and we have already hit the time of year when it's like 80 degrees every day at least, and I don't stop sweating. So those are the priorities. I'm as ready as I can be to be overwhelmed. This is so overwhelming. The prices though, this is jersey and it's $4.99 a yard, I'm assuming. Wow. Okay, it says Fine Fabrics Riverdale, but we're in but then it also says the address is in Jonesboro, so I don't know which one I'm at, but I just left. I'm sad. I bought one cut, bought 2.5 yards of a denim. It was $8.99 a yard. I'm sad I didn't buy more. I'm honestly really kind of let down by my own expectations. In terms of the goal to touch things, I touched a lot of things. There was a lot of polyester. I even asked where the linen and cotton lawn were, and they had a few bolts of like linen you would not want to put on your body. It definitely, in terms of apparel fabric, was more geared toward like fancy occasion dresses. There were, hopefully I have some clips, but there was a lot of really glittery stuff, a lot of lace, so much lace. Like if you needed to make an awesome dress for like a prom or a quinceañera or something, like this is your place. In terms of just finding a nice fabric to make a summer dress out of, I had so much less luck. Like I said, there is a lot of polyester, tons of wild prints and jerseys and stuff, but they were almost all synthetic, and we need breathability. So also, if you needed to make like dance costumes or figure skating costumes, that kind of stuff, this would have the kind of stuff you're looking for. They had neon, they had, once again, glittery. So yeah, they just didn't really seem to carry what I was looking for, and I did ask. They also had upholstery stuff. I didn't really look at that much. And they had almost every notion you could possibly want. I looked for variegated serger thread, and that's the one thing I couldn't find. But they had every color, length, type of zipper you could want. They had a bajillion buttons, ribbons galore, cording, like everything you could possibly want in terms of notions that I could find, at least, or that I was just browsing. So if I lived here, this would be 100% my place to go for notions. Pricing was really cheap, which I think is also part of all the polyester. I would say on like the most common price I saw was $4.99 a yard. My denim, like I said, was $8.99 a yard, which seemed to be pretty typical for some of the bottom weights that I was looking at. I didn't look too closely at the wool. They had a pretty good wool section, but we already discussed the heat thing, and I didn't really think to look at the prices when I walked through those aisles. But yeah, I would say for the most part, most of your apparel-ish fabrics were about $4.99 to $6.99 a yard. So great if you just want to play around with those types of fabrics or want a novelty something, or for costuming. So it'd also be a great place if you do cosplay. So it definitely has great things to offer, just didn't have exactly what I was looking for today. So while I was in there, I Googled some other places. I'm gonna go try a smaller looking fabric shop that from the pictures did seem to have a little more of what I'm looking for. And it's also closer to my hotel. And if that's a bust, then we're just calling it. It's not the point of this weekend. I just figured I would hit a big fabric store while I was here. So we are off to the next place. I thought this was just gonna be about fine fabrics, but now hopefully it'll be around about 2 places and maybe a little more success. No, I wish Melanated Fabrics was still open, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go. We are at location number 2. This is Gail K Fabrics. From the quick look at reviews I did online when I was browsing another place to go to, it seems like this is a little pricier, but has really good quality apparel fabrics. So let's head inside and find out if that's true. Whew, I am hot. It was hot in that store. And it's just hot in general. That was the experience I was picturing. That felt like a mini Mood Fabrics. I've never been to Mood, but based on what Project Runway taught me, that was more of what I was expecting. Things were pretty well labeled, actually, like content and type and everything. I doubled my budget. In my head, I was trying to stay around $100, around $200, but I got a big old bag, and it was a lot more basics than I was planning. I had wanted to try and look for unique prints and stuff like that, but they had really good basics at really good prices. Like, it was like a silk rayon. I don't have a receipt that, oh, dang it. Yeah, the receipt is not like itemized at all, but they had cotton jersey for like $6 a yard. They had a rayon modal for, is it modal or modal? For, I think it was like $8 a yard. The most I paid was for linen, and it was $16 a yard. But everything else was less than that. Everything else I think was less than $10 a yard. I got this like yoga pant poly spandex fabric that's pretty thick, and I think it's gonna be really squat proof, so to make my practice athletic wear. It's not the softest, butteriest stuff ever, but it's thick enough that it should be squat proof. It was $8 a yard, I want to say. Yeah, it was $8 a yard. Another like cotton spandex that was $8 a yard. So really, really good prices. Oh, and I got some seersucker for $6 or $8 a yard. Organic cotton and spandex for $8 a yard, I think. So really, really good prices. for some really good basics. So I am so happy, so pleased. I did not get very much footage in there because I was so busy just looking at everything and touching everything, which was very exciting. That made me happy. I wish I had found more cool prints and stuff, but I was just really happy to find these good basics. They have a ton of stuff for dancewear, a ton of stuff for, and like all kinds of dancewear, like, I'm sure there's a more accurate term for this, like Vegas showgirl, rhinestone front bodice pieces they had hanging from the ceiling, that you could already buy. They were like $140, $160 a piece, but that, you know, you'd like put on mesh or put with mesh. I have no idea how these are constructed, but that kind of stuff, boas, rhinestones, a ton of stuff. The only thing they didn't really have much of was thread. They had like 2 racks of thread, but other than that, they had so much stuff also. The place was packed. You could spend a month in there and still not see every bolt of fabric. It was really hard to see stuff, especially the really long bolts. In some places like the silk, they had them standing up, which was better than them laying down. But to look at something in the middle, you had to kind of pull it out, and you could tell that a lot of them, just from being pulled out a lot, were like unraveling. So you could see the selvage of a whole bolt, but like not really the print. And then other sections, like they had the charmeuse laying down, printed chiffon, some like cotton lawn feeling stuff laying down. And so that was really hard to see, which was difficult. You would have to spend a lot of time in there to really go through everything. They were very helpful. I asked when I was looking for the athletic wear, I kind of asked, and I just described it as like for yoga pants or leggings, but not lycra. They had a ton of lycra, so much lycra. But I was like, I don't want it to be shiny. I want it to be like really soft and buttery. And he showed me a couple options. And he was even like, I don't know if these are really gonna be right, too thin, blah, blah, blah. But was super, super helpful. So that was an outstanding experience. Both stores were a good experience. People in both places were helpful. I would say a little more helpful here, but I guess I asked about the same specificity here. But, and there were a lot, maybe not more people here. I think it's definitely a smaller location than Fine Fabrics was, so it probably felt like there were more people. But yeah, that was a really good experience. I'm really happy I decided to come somewhere else. It was a gamble, because if it had been another kind of letdown, I would have been really bummed, but it was not. I didn't find exactly what I was looking for, in terms of like some more cotton lawn and stuff, but I got some really, really good basics, and I did get I got Linen to make Adam some shorts. I didn't really find any good shirting for him. They had a lot of plaid shirtings and some really nice feeling cotton or rayon shirtings, but they all felt too 90s dad plaid. They didn't, well, this person doesn't hit me. Someone backing up. They didn't really feel Adamish. I don't think he's a plaid type of person. I've decided he does flannel, but shirting plaid with white background, just not him. Anyway, so I didn't really find anything in that avenue, but I did find a lot of really good stuff. Thank you for coming shopping with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If I have more thoughts to add, I will insert them, but for now, I don't think I will. So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Atlanta Fabric Adventures. I'm gonna go check into the hotel and relax until my best friend gets here. I don't remember if I said, but I'm in Atlanta on a girls' weekend, and I'm very excited. So this was a wonderful way to start the trip. I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when the videos post. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you've ever gone shopping in Atlanta or gone shopping in stores like this, definitely comment down below and let me know if you were as overwhelmed as I was the first time you went into one. That does it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.